few. That one is huge to you. The enemy is always looking for how to destroy people. In 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 8, we see another type of salvation. A king, the king of Syria, was trying to destroy Israel. And in those days, it was, even up till now, if you want to destroy a church, just destroy the pastor. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will lose direction. They will become without shepherd. They'll be like Jesus said. I see people like sheep without shepherd. They have no direction. It means they are in trouble already. In trouble. We've had of cases where pilots will have stroke in the middle of a flight. Thousands of feet in the air, in the sky. Thank God for autopilots and co-pilots. Otherwise, that could be the end of all the people on that plane. So the king of Syria was like, okay, instead of trying to fight, so many soldiers, losing some soldiers, and let me just destroy the king. I remembered another testimony. I told you that this series, I'll share testimonies, my personal testimonies, because I believe that the word of God says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimonies. By the word of their testimonies. I will testify of the goodness of the Lord, of what God has done for me. I'm telling you some of the things God did for me, ways in which God has saved me in this world after saving me for the world to come. So, because some people, I remembered a particular individual came to church, received a miracle, fantastic miracle, and stopped coming to church after that. And someone met him on the street. He said, "Hey, you've not been coming to church for a while. What happened?" He said, "Church is like an hospital. You go there, you get your healing, and you go home. You don't stay there." And the individual shook his head, because it showed that that person didn't understand. You don't know this world. You don't know the future. You don't know tomorrow. None of us do. But the enemy is always moving to and fro, looking for who to destroy. Any opportunity that he can get, he will use it. So I was sleeping in my dorm, in my undergraduate studies, my first university. One night when I had a dream, and in that dream, God revealed to me that I need to separate myself for prayers for 1 week. And by that time, I'd come to realize that when God tells you to do something, it's for a reason. So I didn't question the dream. I knew around at that time that there was a place where Christians go to separate themselves to the Lord, not too far from my school. I've never been there. I don't know how to get there, but I trusted the Lord. I knew the name of the place. That's all I knew. So I got on the train. Students, you don't have too much money, so train is cheaper. So I got on the train. When it arrived at that town, I got off the train. So I began to ask people, I'm going to this mountain, Prayer Mountain. I know it's somewhere in this town. I don't know exactly where. I said, first person, the person, like, I don't know either, So after asking a few people, somebody said, hey, I know the pastor that is in charge of that mountain. Maybe if you go to his house, you can ask one of his disciples to take you to the mountain. They said, cool. So I took a taxi, went to the pastor's house. He said, hey, what can we do for you? I said, I'm going to the mountain. Spirit of God has told me to go there to spend some time with God. So they said, okay, this person is going tomorrow morning. This one of the students in the Bible school will be going there tomorrow, so you can go with him. He will show you the place. Long story short, the next day I arrived there and I began my prayers. One of the things, I'm talking about salvation from this world. I'm not talking about salvation from the world to come. Right now, I'm just focusing on salvation while you are still in this world, being saved from the wiles of the enemy, from the plans of the enemy, from sudden destruction, from noisome pestilence, from the arrow that flies by day, from the perils of this world. You need continuous salvation from those things. That's why you cannot take a vacation from God. That's why you cannot say, oh, God healed me, I need to stop going to church. You have to continuously seek the face of the Lord, because you don't know. You don't know when. You don't know if we know when the enemy is planning something or something bad is about to happen. Wow. Then we can make sure that we're in church at that time or on those days. The devil is going to plan something bad tomorrow. A car is going to have an accident on the road that you're traveling tomorrow. Then today you go to church and you pray about it. And then after you finish that trip, then you go back. You continue with your life. You don't need to go to church. But we don't know. We don't know. That's why we have to continuously seek the face of the Lord. Because even in this world, some people say, oh, well, I'm going to enjoy my life now. And when I'm old and ready to die, then I will give my life to Christ. And unfortunately, they don't live